Hello, and welcome to the Math 0361 Test 3 review. Question 1, we're given 2 points and we would like to find the slope. Well, to find this out, the formula for slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. The first points I see, 9 and negative 8, I will call them x1 and y1. And negative 10 and 1, I'll call that x2 and y2. Let's make our substitutions. y2 is 1, minus is minus, y1 is actually negative 8, x2 is negative 10, minus is minus, x1 is 9. Up top, 2 negatives make a positive, and 1 plus 8 is 9. And on the bottom, negative 10 minus 9 is negative 19. And that's our answer. Number 2, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to have to find our points ourselves. Like this point right here has an x value of 3 and a y value of 3. So I'll call x1, y1, 3, 3. This point down here has a x value of 0 and a y value of negative 5. So I will call that x2, y2. Now let's use the same formula. y2 is negative 5. Minus is minus, y1 is 3, x2 is 0, minus is minus, and x1 is also 3. This works out to be negative 8 over negative 3, which can also be rewritten as 8 over 3. Number 3, we'd also like to find the slope, but notice it's a vertical line. Vertical lines always have a slope that is undefined. And that's actually your answer. The answer is undefined. For number 4, they'd like us to find the slope, but they just give us an equation. So what I suggest is let's get y alone first, because once y is alone, whatever number that's in front of x will be our slope. So I will subtract 8x on for both sides. This becomes y equals to negative 8x plus 3. Now that y is alone, I see that the number in front of x is negative 8. Therefore, our slope is negative 8. Number 5. We're given 2 equations and we would like to determine whether the lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. To find this, we're going to find the slope first. So let's treat this as 2 separate problems. Now let's do 4x equals 3y plus 1 first. And let's get y alone. So I will subtract 1. So 4x minus 1 equals 3y. And then I'll divide everything by 3. Here, here, and here. So this becomes 4 over 3x minus 1 over 3 equals y. Notice that the number that's in front of x is the fraction, 4 over 3. So the slope is 4 over 3. Let's go back to that. We'll come back to that. Let's do the same idea with negative 20x plus 15y equals 1. Let me add 20x to both sides. So 15y equals to 20x plus 1. And then let's divide everything by 15. So we're left with y equals to 20 over 15x plus 1 over 15. Here the slope is 20 over 15. And we can reduce that by dividing by 5. It becomes 4 over 3. Notice that both values of slopes is exactly the same. That's what we call parallel. See, so the answer is parallel. Why? Because the slopes are exactly the same. For number 6, we like to use slope-intercept form to graph the equation. Looking at this, I see that the slope is negative 7 over 2, and the y-intercept is 3. I have another word for y-intercept. I call it the starting point. Let's find out where y is 3, which is right here, and put a big dot right there. Okay, now slope gives us direction. The top number will tell us whether we go up or down, and because we're negative, we're going to go down. So we're going to go down 7, and the bottom always goes to the right. It never goes left. It's always right. And that's going to be right 2. So let's go back to where we were at 3 and walk 7 spots down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now let's walk 2 spots to the right. 1, 2. We'll put a dot there and then connect the lines. And we are done. That is our graph. For number 7, they will like us to find the equation of the line. And it says vertical line through 6, negative 4. Whenever you see the word vertical, that means x. Vertical means x. And just take the x value. So your answer is actually x equals 6. And that's it. Number 8, it says perpendicular to x equals 7, passing through 6, 6. The word perpendicular means opposite. So it's like saying opposite of x. And the opposite of x is y. And what is the y value? Well, it's right here. It's the 6. So the answer is just y equals 6. And that's it. Okay, number 9 is kind of long. We're given 2 points, and we like to find the equation of our line. And the equation of the line follows y equals mx plus b. But let's find m first. M means the slope. And that's where we're going to use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And let's see, well, let me label the points first. y2 is 15, minus y1 is 9, x2 is 12, and x1 is 15. So 15 minus 9 is actually 6, and 12 minus 15 is negative 3, and this divides out to be negative 2. So we get our slope. Alright, step 2 is to do what I call find b. So let's start by plugging in everything we know. X and Y, we have two choices, so you may use either point you want, it doesn't matter. I'll just use the first point, it's the first one I see. So Y, I'm going to use that as 9, equals the slope, which we just got, -2. X is 15, and B we don't know yet. Well, -2 times 15 is -30. And then let's get B alone by adding 30 to both sides of our equation. This gives us B equals 39. And then finally, the last step, step 3, is put it all together. So Y would equal to the slope, which is -2 times X, plus B, which is 39. And we are finished. Question 10. We're going to do much the same thing, but notice that they already gave us the slope. It's 3/2. So let's just find B right now. So Y we know, so let me write that out. Y is -14. M is 3/2. X is -6. And B we don't know. Well, I see -6 and 2 may reduce to -3. And -3 may multiply to 3 to become -9. Then finally, we will add 9 to both sides. And this gives us -5. So if we put it together, that is, replace M and replace B, our equation is Y equals to 3/2X minus 5. Number 11. We're multiplying x8 and x3. When you multiply means add the exponents. And 8 plus 3 is 11, so your answer is x11. That's it. 12 works the same way, but we'll deal with x's then y's. Like first I see x14 and x5. 14 and 5 is 19. Then I see y7 with y1. 7 plus 1 is 8. That's it. x19, y8. Alright, what this 3 on the outside can do is it can distribute to every single term, top and bottom. So you would have 2 to the third power, x3 to the third power, z2 to the third power, over y3 to the third power. Well, first 2 to the third power, that's just 8. When you have two exponents on the same variable, on the same letter, if you will, you multiply. So 3 times 3 is 9, becomes x9. For the z, 2 times 3 is 6. And then y in the bottom, 3 times 3 is 9. And that is our answer. Okay. Remember how when multiplying we add exponents? Well, when we divide, that means we will subtract exponents. And 5 minus 3 is 2, so what we're really dealing with is -2 squared. And -2 squared is just 4. 15 is super easy. You should get this on the exam. Anything to power 0 is always 1. So negative 9x to the 0 power is 1. Okay. 16, you notice an exponent, but notice the exponent on the outside is negative. Let's change it to positive by doing the reciprocal. So this becomes 2 over 1 to the 4th power, which is the same as 2 to the 4th over 1 to the 4th. 2 to the 4th power is 16. 1 to the 4th power is 1. And 16 divided by 1 is 16. Alright, with 17, notice there's a y negative 8 only for the top one. Well, we can move it to the bottom. We can change it positive by moving it to the bottom. Change. So we're going to change the exponent positive by moving down. So all of this will come down. So we get y to the 8th and then y to the 1 on the bottom. If there's nothing left on top, put in 1. Put in the number 1. And then we'll add 8 and 1 together, and we're going to get 1 over y to the 9. Okay, for 18, what we'll do is we'll multiply first. 6 times 3, that's going to be A18. And 8 times 5, that's going to be 40. And because we're dividing, we're going to subtract the exponents. Well, 40 minus 18 is 22. But since the bigger number is in the bottom, I'm going to put the answer A22 in the bottom. Again, nothing's left on top, so I'm going to put in a 1. Alright, 19. What we'll do is we'll just do numbers with numbers, x's with x's, y's with y's. So first we'll do negative 4 times 2. That's negative 8. Then we'll do x4 and x negative 1. Well, 4 minus 1, that's going to be x3. Then finally we'll do y negative 5 with y2. Negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3. But since we want our answer only with positive exponents, I'm going to move y negative 3 to the bottom. So our answer is negative 8 x3 over y3. Alright, number 20. I see we have some negative exponents on top. So let's move them down. Here and here. So there's nothing left on top, so I'm just going to put a 1 on top. And on the bottom we got 2 to the 3rd, 2 to the 3rd, x, and x squared. Well, 2 to the 3rd is 8. So this is like doing 8 times 8, which is 64. And here, x to the 1 times x to the 2, 1 plus 2 is x to the 3. And that is our answer. Well, I hope this review has helped you prepare for your exam. If you have any further questions, stop by the Math Resource Center in ESEE 1112, and we'll be glad to answer any questions. Otherwise, thank you for listening, and have a great day.